Greetings and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. It is a new month, and that means it's time for my monthly update slash preview. Probably more of a preview. I just wanted to kind of talk about what I was thinking of doing this month. So there are some older games that I have on my shelf of shame that I would like to get video on. So you may see one or two of those. Right now, I lean towards Men of Iron. I want to do something a little bit older in terms of the subject matter, not not necessarily the game, although in this case both would apply to some degree. One case more than the other, perhaps, but the idea here is to kind of diversify a little bit in terms of what I'm doing, while also trying to continue to cover the new stuff that comes out, which I will of course continue to do. So in that vein, you can expect some gameplay, probably Combat Eastern Front. And it's hard for me to do more than two games for gameplay each month because I have to learn the rules. Combat's a little easier because I've played the older games, but the rules have been revamped, so I will have to kind of wrap my head around some of the changes, if there are any. It may be more clarification than changes, but there are some new wrinkles, I believe. One of which, of course, being that you can play both sides now, which was never the case in the past. So that is an interesting development. Of course, if you're not aware, the next game to come out in that series, I believe, is Combat Blitzcreed, which will have vehicles, which we have not really had in the previous games. So that'll be an interesting wrinkle as well, to get some some tanks, some trucks, and things like that into the game. Will be adding some interesting dynamics, I'm sure. Now, aside from that, you can expect some unboxings of, or first looks at, some other games that I've brought in. I've been doing a little bit more of those kind of first looks lately, largely because I've had some stuff going on in my life. I don't want to go into details necessarily, but I had a little bit less time, which is kind of still the case, but it's getting better. A little bit less time to devote rather to my channel. So I'm going to try to keep this relatively short because it's mostly just me talking, and I know some people are like, yawn, right? But give you an update of what the plan is. So right now, I would say almost certainly Men of Iron, and also Combat Eastern Front. I also would like to play Fall of Berlin and or Doodlebugs, which, I mean, Combat is a pure solitaire game. So is Doodlebugs. Fall of Berlin is a two-player game, as is Men of Iron, but they're both relatively solitaire friendly, so they fit for the way I generally present the game to you guys. And other than that, I may put up a poll and say, if I can fit a third game in, what game would that be, for from, and just take from the more recent first look videos that I may not have done gameplay for, which is most of them. You can then choose and vote in a poll and let me know what your preference would be, kind of a viewer's choice type of thing. That would be, if I do a third one, that would be the third one. And if not, maybe it carries over and I do it in May. So since we're still in the first week of April, my focus will be to get either Men of Iron or Combat on the table first, followed by the other one, and then the viewer's choice poll, which I'll probably post maybe this week. That way, when we get to week 3, or week 3 probably of the month, assuming I've done the other two, we can get right into whatever you guys think is the most deserving of gameplay. And really, that's all I had to say. March was kind of an up and down month in terms of what was going on with the channel analytics. I had been doing really well in January and February in terms of new subscribers and viewership and things like that. It kind of took a downturn in March, but it's starting to bounce back now in April. Some of that, I think, is just game content driven. Whatever games I'm doing, that always colors what you guys watch. And it's an ongoing process. I'm still, I'm almost 4 years in now, and I'm still kind of learning some of the nuances of what you guys want to see that matches up with what I want to do. because it's kind of a cooperative thing. I mean, I can do anything I want to do, of course, but if you guys don't watch, that's a little bit discouraging. This is not a business for me in any way, shape, or form. You don't make much money doing this stuff, believe me. Maybe when you get really big, but this is not a subject that lends itself to giant audiences. So it is what it is. But I love the hobby. I assume that you guys that watch this stuff love the hobby as well. So this is just a way to kind of share all that stuff. So I'm going to wrap it up for now. Thanks for watching. Quick shout out to the channel members. I always like to do that, of course. That is one of their perks, I guess you could say. But I always want to thank them because I mean it, and that the thank you is genuine. Thanking you channel members for the support. The same goes for subscribers. I definitely appreciate the subscribers. As that subscription number rises, it makes me feel better about how the channel is doing. Of course, we're closing in on around 6,000 here as we get further and further along. That's really good. Last year was a great year for growth. This year started out great. Like I said, took a little downturn last month, but now it seems to be bouncing back. But other than that, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Now, I know some of you might be interested in seeing maybe some preview stuff for things that are on like crowdfunding and P500 type things like that. So I may look into that. If that's something you're interested in seeing, you could just drop it in the comment section and I will, of course, see it. And speaking of, if you want to leave a comment, that's where it would go. Comment section, questions, suggestions, any of that stuff, always welcome. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, if you consider liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel, as I was just talking about, that's a big boost for me. You don't necessarily have to click the bell to get the notifications, but if you want the notifications, that's how you would get them. But other than that, again, thank you for watching. I look forward to continuing to do stuff that hopefully you guys will find interesting. But for now, we're done. I'm Joe. This is Hexed Encountered, and until next time, as always, happy gaming.